Hey guys, what about Ameobi here? We're gonna play Old Salem Creek by Ben B101. Probably my favorite designer in the game. Even though he's a posh Cockney twat. He's not really. He's posh and he's Cockney. The last part's not true. He just he's just very meticulous in how he designs courses. They're usually strategy fest, which I quite enjoy. And so when a new course by him comes out, I'm always pretty excited to play it. So let's see what we've got. And he's been pushing himself into slightly different stuff lately, so that's always fun too. I want to be out to the right. I want to be over here. Oh, our tempo has gotten quick. Okay, no, we're gonna go left. Actually, this isn't bad either. I might have been mistaken in my desire for the angle. Bounce forward once off that downslope, and that'd be pretty good. Okay. That's it. Alright, well, it's pretty easy so far. Par 34 out, I just saw. I'm trying to figure out what kind of course we're going for here. Like, what kind of environment is this meant to be? Because everything looks really good. I'm just trying to place it with the autumn theme as well. Old Salem suggests, like, Virginia. New England. Old Town, okay. So, this pin is, you don't want to miss this left, is what I'm seeing. And that would be left. So that's not where you want to be. I don't know if Ben's ever where you have to be hitting it here. It was more, that's kind of the optimal line. I mean, you could always play Ben courses from just about anywhere, right? But it was like, if like, for example, a hole like this, typically he would have it that if you skirt the bunkers, you'll have a better second shot in. If you play out here, you're fine. You can still play. It just won't be quite as good a shot left. I'm giving myself a little room to the left because I'm quick, so we're going to just skirt by here and leave ourselves 2 and change. One thing with Ben courses you'll see is on any hole that has any length to it, he'll always leave you a run up. I think that's one thing one mistake a lot of designers make is they don't allow the ball to roll onto the hole, and they very commonly will make just false fronts just to try to make it more difficult. And so even with this being a par 5 and we're getting there in 2, he's like, yeah, here it's open up front, you can run it. I think part of that is Ben having grown up around links golf, like playing links golf, and so using the ground is something he's quite used to. And part of it is I just think he believes that's better design. So, where's Old Town? I mean, obviously I know, but I mean for people who are watching that maybe aren't as familiar with golf architecture, of course. Future links, I don't want to visit my childhood, dude, but North Carolina? Okay. Oh. That was a bit harsh. It was reasonably harmless, I thought. No, it wasn't a bot. Yeah, we made an oopsie there, Marmbo. Sorry about that. And by we, I mean Maddie. Okay. Yeah, I'm not having to think as much as I normally do when I play a bend course. Now, hang on a second. Oh, no. Do I dare? It does. It's a hell of a carry. Like, if you don't get that carry perfect, too, you're done. Yeah, it's not really channel rules, though. More Wayne being a jackass rules. There you go. He's got a sense of humor about it. I like it. Yeah, Link's 386. I mean, I don't know, high school, maybe not quite when that was out. Channel rules only apply to trying to drive the green, not take silly shortcuts. I think you'll find with typical, and this is true of pretty much all of the best designers in the game, you can usually you can almost always score on their courses. They're not, they tend to be more worried about shot values rather than protecting par, which makes their courses that much more fun to play. That's another big mistake a lot of designers make, is they get worried about the fact that people are going to shoot really ridiculous scores on their courses, and they just they get rid of all the shot values to try to protect par, and it just isn't as fun to play it. Okay, this looks like I want to kind of be down here if I can. I mean, I can go way out here, but then my angle just, as the farther right I go, the worse my angle gets, right? Or the more angle I introduce into the hole, I guess. So this is a great example of where you've got, I mean, you shouldn't miss this fairway unless you really try to go down the left. But hitting it way over here is not really great, so. Jeez, hit it. So yeah, you don't have to make all the fairways narrow to make the hole difficult or interesting. The second shot from out to the right there would have been no fun at all. And it's a par 5 too, right? So you could play it way out there and look at what you're dealing with. If you're out here, I'm there. Let's say I was over here instead, right? I got to deal with these. I mean, it's a good chance this thing bounces and rolls right off. Whereas coming from here, I'm kind of more perpendicular to it. So. That's fast, really. Damn, well, this isn't good. Yeah, it's looking that way so far. Up and down for birdie. Nice. I didn't realize that was a par 5 when I was standing on the tee. Maybe get ourselves a good long par 4 after a reachable 5. Eurovision. This green looks really cool. Hey, there's a lot of good going on. I mean, it looks really straightforward and not much to it, but it's farthest thing from it. It's there's a lot going on there that was really cool. Oh, look at that false front. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's not leave it in that. Apparently that's fast too. Boom. Yeah, this is okay. But this isn't the migraine inducing golf you normally get from Ben, which is kind of cool actually. We don't need to be taking a calculus test every time we play a golf course. Ben's always, or sorry, he's also a guy that likes to leave 3-wood off the tee as a legitimate shot. Not punch. Not that either. That might be one of the worst pitches you're ever going to see, and it might actually end up okay. No. He does like his partial drivers too, yeah. That's one thing I don't agree with, because in my life, and I've played golf for 38 years now, I've never once hit a partial driver, ever. The driver has always been a club that you hammer. But it's okay. And I mean, this to me is where Ben really starts to separate himself. It's a 340-yard par four, which should be pretty boring, right? There are about 785 different ways you can play this hole. And I'm not convinced that any one of them are necessarily the right way. It's about how do you want to play it. I don't think driver is the best play, but I want to see. I think this puts me in an awkward spot. Now, some helping wind, we might have been able to get some kicker slope action. And we can punch it, I guess. Or, sorry, flop it, I guess. Yeah. Still, it puts you just in that really awkward spot hitting driver there, which is a lot of guys are just going to hammer the driver, right? I don't know that that's the play. Really? Huh. Except I've never done it. Oh, look at this for a par 4. Carry it over here. Looks like there's a speed slot. And then, yeah. Okay. Oh no, we're gonna miss it. Damn it. Well, that's gonna make this a good bit more difficult. I might have just got suckered into taking on too much of that dog leg than I should have. Oh, and this might be a problem. Oh no. It actually helps me. Okay. Ah, I see what he's done there. And then I'm just like millimeters from being in that bunker. We managed to scam a birdie out of it somehow. Hey, Charlie. Ooh. But like when you look at the sculpting though, and this is something again for newer designers to understand, this all looks natural. Like this green looks, it sits the way it looks like it should sit. That to me is again another example, another area where better designers are really a lot better. Is things look like they fit. They're not forced. Oh, good God. Go to bed, Wayne. I don't think this was play tested from, because you're not supposed to be here. Yeah, T markers are a bit, yeah, they're a bit iffy. I'll give you that. I feel like being silly. I might miss the water left. No, I'm going right in it. And I don't think I was going to get to that fairway anyways. So this really was silly. Try to guess how far back to go. Not bad. Easy part. Sports. Yes, what about these sports? Maddie? What do we do here? Oh, we slow it into the water. Well, that's harsh. Tempo is deserting us. Yeah, I'm guarantee you there's stuff you guys are just drooling over that I'm not seeing because I don't understand it. But it doesn't matter because I'm enjoying this a lot. Hey, Runk. That's gotta go. Well, 2 water balls, 2 pars. There's still some thought you have to put into this course, though. You can't just mindlessly get up and blast it, which I mean, I like that about bend courses, is that you have to think when you play them. But it's not not quite the examination he's done in the past. Okay. The greens have got a lot of interest in them without being silly. It's good. I mean, I'm at a point when Ben releases a course, I'm like, it's gonna be a really good course, and I'm not entirely sure how to say how good it is. Like, explain how it's so good. I wanted to be farther right than that. Oh, what a green this is. Double green. Oh, cool. I guess the wind wasn't that strong, was it? Obligations? Oh, what does she want you to do, Pac-Man? Oh, you've left that short because you're useless. You guys saw that coming, right? Oh, fair enough. Well, have fun with that, buddy. Thanks for hanging out today. Oh my god, what are we doing here? Kind of a blind tee shot, like right in front right in front of the creek. The tees are manipulated, so other tee sets are going to put you in different. I mean, and that's the other thing with this being manipulated. There's 16 courses here, pretty much, because it doesn't look like it matters what pin set you play with what tee, so you can play. Yeah, there's 16 different courses. I didn't think I de-lofted it that much. Good gracious, that went a long way. Clubhouse doesn't quite fit the course. Okay, let's have a look at that. I kind of see what you're saying, yeah. I mean, if we're worrying about the clubhouse, though, I think we've probably got everything else in pretty good shape, right? Not sure I've ever been too concerned about a course because of the clubhouse. That's not like you to be like that, Maddie. Okay. So that's Ben's latest. If you haven't played a Ben, like a b101 course, there's so many good ones out there. Go to TGC. What's the easiest way to find Ben courses through the catalog? You can search by designer, can't you? But yeah, I don't think I've played the Black Salt Valley would be the one course of his that I didn't really like that much, and he would tell you he doesn't really like it either. It was made to be for a US Open, and it's silly difficult, and it's just a massive migraine inducing experience. But you can also understand the skill in how he made it. Beyond that, I don't think I've played a course of his I didn't enjoy. So and this is yet another one. The ability to play, and I like that he's created the manipulated tee sets, which means that the blue isn't necessarily the longest. Like each tee is takes turns different, being the longest on of each hole. He hasn't made it where, you know, the blue needs to be played on pin 4 or whatever. It looks like you can play to any pin from any tee, so that just opens up so many opportunities for this course to have so much life. And in a tournament environment, you can have just about whatever you want, which is really cool. For those watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Tell me what your favorite Ben course is. Tell me what your favorite Ben course is. We will be back with another course here soon. Thanks for watching.